Okay, I really feel like I need a bit of color here. It's so unusual for me to have just a plain old white background, but I am actually filming this today and holding this meeting in a remote location. And my remote location happens to be KNPR. I just finished a board meeting, and it was important that I also get on and do our scheduled meeting, even though I did not have anyone who I know to specifically sign up. So, what are we doing here today? As always, we're doing the Unicorn 2025 Ageless Edge Big Goal Challenge. This is the second of the first month. And supposedly, you had spent this month. Oh, let me read just like what you were supposed to have done this month. You were going to actually spend each day using whatever medium it is that you like to capture notes and ideas, whether it's on your little phone or in a notebook or however it is that you do it. You were going to do that every time you had an idea, like, when you have one of those otherwise brain farts, like, I could do that. Well, one, you ask, do you want to do that? And if that's something that you want to do and it's outside your comfort zone and it's bigger than what you're doing right now, write that down. You were also supposed to be capturing those times when you really, really enjoyed doing something. I know that it's hard for you to think of those, just like if I was to say to you, what are you doing when you really, really enjoy something? You really don't get it. But when you are in the midst of it, if you've already seeded your thoughts to say, today I'm going to find things I'm going to remember when I'm doing something that I really enjoy and capture it, because these are all parts of the picture of what you can push yourself for. Now, it dawned on me that the question of, like, why do you have to have big goals? Why can't the goals to be financially solvent and to be a good person, like, why is that not good enough? Well, number one, it is good enough. Let's be clear. No one tells you you have to push. What I will tell you is that there is tons of science that say that humans love to achieve. We love to stretch ourselves. And what happens in our day-to-day lives, so much is necessary that we do, that in our own naivete and rush, we turn off the fountain of thinking bigger in our lives. And then we wonder why we end up so darn unhappy. So I'm not asking that you create the next SpaceX. I am asking that within the realm of your life, begin to explore the continual process of stretching yourselves. As I've said many times, the original Unicorn Challenge, which is totally available, the ebook, all the videos, never going to go away. I think even if I stop paying premiums on YouTube, it'll be there. That is about, how do I become a more organized and functioning person and clean up like the peripheral noise in my day-to-day life. This 6 months in 2025 is about realizing there is no age limit on your ability to hold out hopes and desires that are bigger than where you are now. And that is why Don't Die Waiting to Be Brave is one of the central books. Because in Don't Die Waiting to Be Brave, I just have these 4 simple principles, which are 4 simple questions that you ask yourself. Where do you have to change a perspective so that your actual thought processes begin to change? Where are you making excuses for why you can't do, like, I've got elderly parents to take care of. I've got little kids to take care of. My job is already a 60-hour-a-week job. My business, it's bad enough. I've got all these employees. I can't do anything. Yeah. Well, you can make excuses or you can achieve your goals, but you cannot do both. And by just catching yourself, and becoming aware of which statement am I saying to myself, you begin to understand where it is you're holding yourself back. So the one that I talked about a lot last week was the you teach what you need to learn. That's why I'm doing that. That's why I'm doing this. I'm sorry. I continually need this push in my life. I get bleeping bored if I don't have something to push for, the hope of a better tomorrow, the hope that I can have an impact on my life, and in turn, how I keep cleaning up my own house helps you in some way. So the one that, okay, we talked about the you can make excuses or you can achieve your goals, but you can't do both. We've talked about the change your awareness and your perspective will change. The one that I want to have you think about as we mosey into month 2 is experiences are what you get when you don't get what you want. And I will speak about that a little bit. So, we use the term like, oh, I had this experience. And most of the time we're not saying about, oh, this was such a great learning thing and da, 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 da. It's usually about the bruises and the things you lost. And if you have transformed those, if you work through that exercise in the Base Unicorn Challenge, where you began to transform those things that you think are failures, you will begin to see that you learned different ways of responding, some that worked and some that didn't work. And I'm saying pay attention to the ones that worked. So month 1, you were supposed to be writing down and capturing as much as you could those things that inspire you. You didn't need to have a big goal. You just had to have those points of inspiration. Well, what I want to ask you is, this is like that moment of truth. So, how many did you actually capture? And always remember, if you hear no other statement that I ever say, if you do not do the free stuff, my fee is not your problem. We always want to say that money is the problem, why we can't do or have or be what we want to be. And I'm saying there's a whole lot of stuff that comes along before the money that if you clean up that, the money you'll find the ways to attract that part of what you're doing. Now, write your answer and feelings about your progress. So that's what I'd like you to do. Hey, we've gone through 3 weeks since I did the last video. How do you feel about how no one gets to judge your performance but you, because you're doing this for yourself first and foremost? Any big goal that you have about it impacting other lives, that's sweet. But let me tell you, all of this is always about something that inspires you. You may be inspired to help other people, but at the core, you're doing it because you are inspired to help other people. So don't forget that. This work is all about you. So what I'm going to say is, for the next few weeks, continue to capture those ideas. I will add into this, if you want to think about, skimming or asking chat about the cliff notes on this book. This is a research-oriented book about how your mindset will actually help you have that tomorrow mind, the mind that allows you that no matter what happens, that you will know that you can be resilient enough at the mental, spiritual, and physical level in order to take on what has to happen. Now, you heard me say, ask Chat for the Cliff Notes. Hey, if you're a person who doesn't like to read books, I happen to love to pet books and read books. I don't read them from cover to cover. I usually read the first 2 chapters and the last 2 chapters. That's my truth. That's especially with this kind of a book. What I'm saying to you is chat is a way of life. I just came out of a board meeting. Twice during the board meeting, the board was posed a question like, we need this resource, we need that resource. And there were 10 people, and I immediately went on to chat while others were talking and asked the question that, give me a hint of who these people are. And lo and behold, the first few answers come up that I know that no one in that room would have had those answers. They may not be the right answer, but what that does is seed a thought process. Every day, if you can use chat, and that is a message throughout this 6 months, if at the end of this 6 months, the only big goal you achieved was using chat every single day so that you became so comfortable and so fluid in the use in your daily life, in your business life, and to help you think, you will have achieved a lot as far as I'm concerned. But I actually ended up using chat on 2 separate occasions during this board meeting, and there are very high-powered people in this room that run very big companies and have enormous wealth. And yet chat is the thing we're using to help us think through, where do we start when we think we don't know where to start. So in the coming week, before you reach out to me and I send you exercise number 2, I will tell you that what you need to do is keep capturing those thoughts. From those thoughts, play with chat. Like, if I wanted to own a mechanics, like I wanted to go into the auto mechanic business, what kind of business would I actually be opening, knowing the future of cars? Meaning that there'll be hybrids, there'll be hydrogen, there'll be electric, there'll be fuel. Like, what would be the most profitable business? Just as an aside, as a person who drives a Tesla, the definitely most profitable thing is curb rash, removing curb rash. Whoever creates the instant curb rash correction kit that I can do in my garage, just for the fun of it, every time you see a Tesla check their tires, I bet you could count customers in every parking lot that you go into. But it's that kind of a thing where you keep looking around at what would excite me, what kind of business would excite me, what do I want to create, what do I want to put out there in the world. I know already that I'm going to be using it to consolidate the 3 books that I've published under my trademark, Don't Die, and creating what I hope to be the additional story that combines them all. So, yes, by the end of this year, Don't Die Unforgiven will be out in digital form. The cover is already being made. The photo for the cover has already been done. And now all I have to do is write the book with the assistance of my friend Chat. That's what I want you to think about doing. Big goals are big, meaning they stretch you and they have you understand that I can actually do more. If you just start there, like, you think you've already at the max of what you can do. And I would suggest that what you're doing bores the crap out of you and you really wish you weren't doing it. And if you spent more time doing exercises like this, that boring stuff may not be so boring. And you may begin to self-inspire again that you can start to think bigger. One of my other things is that I know that I will be in the development business where I'll be doing intergenerational housing. That goal I'm holding for my 80s. So I've got 10 years before I get there. But for now, chat, using it in every aspect of my life to help spark my ability to think bigger. That's the goal. So if you would like the exercise for month 2, please direct message me on YouTube. My website is servingsuccess.com. That's where you can go and even download and request the download for the original Unicorn Challenge. The videos are all on YouTube. I am Andrea Goeglein. I am so happy that you are watching this. And do reach out, do leave a comment, be respectful, and I will do the same. Create the best your expanded mind can think of. Thank you.